Have you ever felt invisible, like a ghost in your own life? That was me, growing up. I was the quiet kid in the corner. The one whose achievements went unnoticed and whose struggles were met with silence. It wasn't loud or aggressive neglect, it was the quiet kind. The empty space where encouragement should have been. It taught me to believe that my voice didn't matter, that my presence was insignificant. For years, I carried this belief like a heavy cloak. Moving through life trying to be as small and unobtrusive as possible, I chose jobs where I could work alone, avoided social gatherings, and convinced myself that I preferred solitude. But deep down, I was just lonely. The shadow of neglect had become my identity. The turning point wasn't a single dramatic event. It was a slow, quiet dawn. It started when I adopted a stray cat, a timid little creature who flinched at every touch. I named him Leo. As I patiently worked to earn his trust, offering food, soft words, and a gentle hand, I saw a reflection of myself. I realized I had been waiting for someone to do for me what I was doing for Leo, to see past the fear and recognize the worth within. In that moment, something shifted. I understood that the only person who could truly offer me that unconditional acceptance was myself. The neglect I experienced wasn't my fault, but my healing was my responsibility. It was time to stop waiting for someone else to validate me and start building my own shine. My journey to personal power began with tiny, deliberate steps. First, I started a journal. I wrote down everything I was afraid to say out loud, my frustrations, my dreams, my anger. It was my space to be seen and heard, even if only by myself. Then I started challenging the negative voice in my head, the one that echoed years of neglect. When it told me I wasn't good enough, I'd talk back. I'd list one small thing I had accomplished that day, even if it was just getting out of bed. It felt silly at first, like arguing with a ghost, but slowly, the new voice started to win. I was reprogramming my own mind, replacing old, harmful code with new, empowering beliefs. This was my personal power in action, reclaiming the narrative of my life one thought at a time. Next, I focused on my body. Neglect had taught me to ignore my own needs. So I started treating myself with the care I'd always craved. I learned to cook healthy, delicious meals, not just for fuel, but as an act of love for myself. I started walking in nature, feeling the sun on my skin and the ground beneath my feet. It reconnected me to the world and to my own physical being. I even signed up for a pottery class. My hands, once hidden in my pockets, were now shaping clay, creating something tangible and beautiful from a formless lump. It was a powerful metaphor. I was molding my own life, transforming the raw material of my past into a future of my own design. Each pot I made was a testament to my newfound strength and creativity. The biggest challenge was learning to use my voice. I started small, speaking up in a coffee shop to correct a wrong order. My heart pounded, but when I did it, nothing terrible happened. Emboldened, I started sharing my opinions with trusted friends. Then in small work meetings, each time I spoke, the shadow of invisibility receded a little more. I realized that my perspective had value. People actually listened. The silence I had grown up in wasn't a reflection of my worthlessness, it was just an absence. I was the one who had to fill that silence. Today, I'm no longer the ghost in the room. I lead projects at work, I host gatherings with friends, and I even do public speaking, sharing my story to help others. Transforming neglect into personal power isn't about erasing the past. The scars are still there, but they are no longer chains. They are reminders of the darkness I walked through to find my own light, the journey from shadow. To shine is about becoming your own parent, your own cheerleader, and your own greatest advocate. It's about taking the emptiness you were given and filling it with self-love, purpose, and an unshakable belief in your own worth, you have the power to redefine your story. It starts with one small act of kindness to yourself. Today, thanks for watching. For more inspiring videos, please subscribe to Story Vault.